The Galactic Assembly's emergency session was in chaos. Representatives of 1,000 advanced civilizations shouted over each other as the latest reports scrolled across the massive holographic displays. The void cascade was spreading faster than anyone had predicted, consuming entire solar systems in its wake. The Mechanus Collective's computational models have failed, thundered Ambassador X Thor of the Silicon Worlds. Their supposed containment solution only accelerated the cascade. The Mechanus representative, a towering being of pure energy and circuitry, flickered in distress. Our calculations were perfect. The physics, simply, didn't behave as they should have. In the furthest corner of the chamber, Dr. Elena Martinez of Earth watched silently. When humanity had joined the assembly 6 months ago, they'd been relegated to the cheapest seats, barely tolerated as a primitive species that had stumbled onto faster-than-light travel through blind luck. Now, as she observed the panic spreading through the galaxy's greatest minds, an idea was forming. She pressed the request to speak button, knowing it would likely be ignored. To her surprise, the Assembly's AI actually acknowledged her signal. "The chair recognizes the human representative," announced the AI, its tone carrying the same dismissive note she'd grown used to hearing. The chamber fell silent, then erupted in nervous laughter. "The primitives wish to speak," sneered Ambassador K, till of the quantum ascendancy. "Perhaps they'll suggest we throw rocks at the void cascade." Elena stood, her voice steady despite the mockery. "Actually, we'd like to propose a solution based on something we call chaos theory." The laughter grew louder. The Mechanus representative's energy form pulsed with what passed for amusement in their species. "Chaos theory? We mastered chaos mathematics when your species was still fighting over fertile soil. Did you, though?" Elena asked, pulling up her own data on the holographic display. "Because we've noticed something about your models. They're too perfect." The laughter died down slightly as she continued. "You're all approaching this like it's a pure mathematics problem. Clean, orderly, predictable. But the universe isn't clean or orderly. It's messy, chaotic, beautiful in its imperfection." She brought up images of Earth's weather systems, ocean currents, and butterfly wing patterns. "We learned this lesson early. Our planet's weather alone taught us that perfect models fail, because reality isn't perfect. Sometimes you need controlled chaos to fight chaos." The Mechanus representative's energy form dimmed slightly. "What exactly are you proposing?" "A purposefully imperfect solution," Elena replied, her fingers dancing across her console as she uploaded more data. "We create a counter-cascade, but we deliberately introduce small irregularities. Like fighting fire with fire, but the fire is designed to be just unstable enough to adapt when the void cascade does something unexpected." The chamber erupted again, but this time in outrage rather than mockery. "Madness," shouted X Thor. "You're suggesting we fight an out-of-control phenomenon with another out-of-control phenomenon?" "Exactly," Elena smiled. "Because we'll be controlling the chaos in our phenomenon. We've run the simulations using our understanding of Earth's complex systems. Look." The holographic display shifted to show the results. The assembly fell silent as they watched the simulated counter-cascade adapt and shift, responding to each change in the void cascade's behavior, like a martial artist using an opponent's strength against them. "Impossible," whispered K. Till. "The mathematics are beautiful in their imperfection," Elena finished, "just like the universe itself." The Mechanus representative's energy form pulsed rapidly as they processed the data. This could work, but the precision required to maintain controlled chaos on this scale is exactly what humanity has been practicing since we first tried to predict the weather, Elena said. "We learned long ago that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to embrace its complexity rather than try to force it into neat, orderly boxes." For the first time since the emergency began, hope flickered through the assembly chamber. The greatest minds in the galaxy had been so focused on finding a perfect solution that they'd missed the elegant efficiency of imperfection. Within hours, the assembly had approved the human plan. Within days, the counter-cascade was deployed. It wasn't elegant by the standards of the advanced civilizations. It wasn't perfect, but it worked, adapting and flowing with each shift in the void cascade's behavior until the threat was contained. In the aftermath, Earth's status in the Galactic Assembly changed dramatically. Humanity wasn't seen as primitive anymore. We were recognized as specialists in solving the universe's messiest problems. The species that could look at chaos and see not a problem to be eliminated, but a tool to be used. The Assembly's official report concluded with words that would be remembered for generations. Perhaps we had become too enamored with perfection to remember that the universe itself is gloriously, beautifully imperfect. It took the youngest of us to remind the eldest of this crucial truth. Ambassador K. Till, who had laughed the loudest at Elena's initial proposal, personally presented Earth with the Assembly's highest honor. "We forgot," they admitted, "that new does not mean naive, and old does not mean wise. You taught us that sometimes the best solution is not to impose order on chaos, but to dance with it." And so humanity found its place among the stars, not as the strongest or most advanced species, but as the ones who could look at a problem that stumped the greatest minds in the galaxy and say, "Have you tried making it a little messier?"